Today we're very happy to be joined by Maria Vorobieva, an expert in international public affairs, in ethnic broadcasting, in multiculturalism. Welcome, Maria.
Thank you very much.
Maria, you have lots of experience in ethnic broadcasting, of course, and in multiculturalism. You were an advisor to the Minister of Citizenship. Can you tell us something about those experiences?
When I came to Canada, I was honored to be chosen for a job of Vice President of Business Development at Ethnic Channels Group, and it's an international television channels broadcaster in North America. I worked with communities in Canada representing Croatia, Hungary, Russia, India, Iran, Pakistan, Egypt, Gulf region countries, and many other countries. My role was to work with the representatives of these communities and understand their needs and hear their voices, to be able to bring it back to the company where I worked and let my executive team know that we need to support in this way or another, whether it's a cultural event or it's a charitable drive, or give an opportunity, a floor for community representatives to speak their voices at the shows that Ethnic Channels was organizing. And this somehow brought me to an understanding that I could do something else, and I was invited to work for a little bit for the office of Minister Jason Kenney, who was at that time was a Minister of Immigration, Citizenship and Multiculturalism. So
it must have been a beautiful experience.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
We are very curious and interested in knowing something more about your personal experience, your personal story as an immigrant to Canada.
I was born in the former Soviet Union in a small town, and my childhood, my first education, I spent in the city of Arkhangelsk. It's in the Russian north, and it gets as cold or colder in the winter times as here. And at the age of 25, I've graduated with my first university degree and decided to move on in my life, and I moved to Austin, Texas, where I received my second university degree, my master's. And after Austin, I moved to New York and lived there for a while. And by the way, everyone says that New York is a melting pot. They are wrong. Canada as a country, and Toronto in this case, is a melting pot full of representatives of so many countries. So after my work and life in New York City, I chose Canada as my new home, and I've been living here for 11 years now.
You just mentioned your personal story as an immigrant from the former Soviet Union. Can you tell us something more about it, and something more about the community, the Russian community here?
As an immigrant here in Canada, I feel that what unites people who reside in this country is the language. Sometimes you may not be the citizen of Russian Federation. You can be from Moldova, Belarus, Georgia, Armenia, or anywhere else. But there's one thing that unites us all, it's the language. And people from my generation are still keenly interested, regardless of the division of the USSR, of the news and events which are happening back home. We also preserved respect and admiration for the culture and the cultures, really, and the languages from the Soviet Union. That makes us all here sometimes not just a Russian community, but rather a Russian-speaking community, which has its own radio, it has its own television channels rebroadcasted from back home, or some programs from Israel, because there's still a large Russian-speaking community living in Israel and New York and in Toronto and in Vancouver and in Calgary. And also there's a big push for preserving the culture There's a variety of charitable organizations which are set up in Toronto, which support, for example, summer camp for Russian-speaking children, for the families who cannot afford to send a child to camp. One of the examples is the Camp Ruskoka, which is not too far in Muskoka area, and it's called Ruskoka because of the word of the name. And families from various backgrounds send their children to these camps. There's other events happening, there's festivals, so I'm a big proponent of preserving the culture, preserving the language, and also respecting the values and traditions of the Canadian culture as well.
We have been talking a little bit about this new project, this new idea of a new TV, a new type of broadcasting for ethnic groups here in Canada, Canada World TV. Do you know about this project and what do you think about it?
I know about the project and I think it's a great initiative. I think that people representing various ethno-cultural communities here in Canada deserve to have a universal platform where they can exchange news, opinions, and ideas they have about how to make our community better. To me, I see that there's still a little bit of a divide existing either in the media world or in the workplace, where we see the difference between representatives of various communities. It's time to merge, and it's time to align minds, forces, interests, and passions. And I think Canada World TV is a beautiful example of an effort and hopefully a result where all these voices will be heard as one.
What do you think the TLN-led project is better than the others?
Why I choose TLN-led project is that it's also in affiliation with ATN. So that combines two worlds together, Europe and Southeast Asia. I think also TLN has a very strong reputation among the communities for years. The channel has been able to bring sports, cooking, entertainment, various shows, and it's very well recognized and heard among the viewers. So it will be easier for TLN to gain access to even more communities because they already have established reputation, and also it's all about passion.
Of course. And this project has a video on demand option for all the viewers. Do you think that's important?
Yes, because we work so hard, we have no time to sit and watch TV. Video on demand is going to give an opportunity for those who do want to watch their show or select a show at a particular time which is convenient to the viewer and enjoy it instead of adjusting their work schedule to television schedule.
Maria, thank you so much for being with us today and for your support with this new project, Canada World TV.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I wish you success.